Hello students. Whenever we write a sentence, it must make complete sense. Hence, in the grammatical sense, it must contain at least one main clause. While a subordinate clause contains a subject and a predicate, it cannot be a complete sentence by itself. It must be combined with an independent clause. So, all sentences are clauses, but not all clauses are sentences. For the purpose of this lesson, we will only deal with complete sentences, that is, sentences with either one or more main clause. As you may know, that the 8 parts of speech come together to make a sentence. But which parts of a sentence are required to form a complete thought? For a sentence to be complete and correct in the English language, it requires 1. A subject, 2. A predicate. Let us look at an example. The boy ate the chocolate cake. Here, the subject is the boy and predicate ate the chocolate cake. Subject. The subject is the part of the sentence that tells us what or whom the sentence is about. The subject is a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase. Ask the question who to identify the subject. Let us look at some examples. Kiran walked to school. Kiran is a noun. They went to school. They is a pronoun. The black cat slept all day. The black cat is a noun phrase. Reading books is my favorite pastime. Reading books is the gerund which forms the noun phrase. There are different types of subjects. A simple subject. It is just one word without any modifiers, usually a noun or a pronoun. Example, Kiran walked to school. A complete subject. A complete subject is the simple subject plus all modifiers. Example, Tagore's writing on the nation serve as an inspiration even today. A compound subject. A compound subject is made up of more than one subject element. Example, Ram and Rohit walked to school. Position of the subject. Subjects are essential in declarative, exclamatory, and interrogative types of sentences. In statements, which are declarative sentences, the subject comes before the verb. Example, the course fee doesn't include materials. In questions, which are interrogative clauses, the subject comes after the auxiliary or modal verb and before the main verb. Example, do you want a cup of tea? This is an example of an auxiliary plus subject plus verb plus other elements. In exclamations, the subject comes after how or what and before the verb. Example, what a fantastic cook she is. Predicate. The predicate is the part of a clause or a sentence that tells the reader what the subject is or does. A predicate is defined by its relationship to a subject, and it will always be a part of a complete sentence. Everything that is not a part of the subject is a predicate. A predicate must contain a verb. It can further include optional parts such as an object, complement, and modifiers. There are 3 parts of predicates in all, although they are not mutually exclusive. Simple predicate. The verb alone is the simple predicate. It does not give us any additional information about the verb. Example, the baby is sleeping. Compound predicate. A sentence may have more than one person, place, thing or idea as the subject. It has 2 or more actions for the same subject. When this occurs, the sentence has a compound predicate. Example, Radha finished her homework and went out to play. Complete predicate. A complete predicate includes not only the verb or the verb phrase, but also all the words that give more information about it. Example, Jack has been studying for ages. In this sentence, the complete predicate contains the main verb studying, the auxiliary verbs had been, and the prepositional phrase for ages, which is an optional part of the sentence. Now that you know the 2 main parts of the sentence, take a look at how optional elements work. Optional elements include objects, complements, and the modifiers. All of these are a part of the predicate. What did we learn? A complete sentence or clause must contain the core elements, which are the subject and the predicate. A predicate must contain a verb. We learned about the different types of subject and predicate, how to identify them, and their position in the sentence. We learned about the optional elements such as the object, complement, and modifiers, and how to identify them. Exercise. Identify the subject and the predicate in the sentences below. Ram ate an apple. We watched a horror movie at night. My phone is not working. Every time he comes home, my brother gets my favorite chocolates. Yesterday, I met my old friend Disha.